Men and women of creed, whatever their religion is, tend to have a common bond. They harp on the fine points of life and living and religiously stick to the courage of their convictions on integrity. Niger State, Nigeria, should be grateful for having such an individual in its bureaucracy.
My name is Alhaji Idris Usman. I was born on 21st May 1956 to the family of Alhaji Usman, popularly known as Medaria.
Alhaji Idris started formal education at Ireti Primary School, Ikoyi, Lagos. Still in pursuit of education, he returned to Bidda, Niger State in 1966 due to the political upheaval in the country. In 1978, he graduated from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, with a Bachelor of Arts in History and Political Science. His work life started proper in the Niger State Civil Service as an administrative officer. He acted as permanent secretary at 2 different ministries in the state. Office politics kept him away from confirmation as a substantive permanent secretary until retirement. He recalls a profound act of integrity in those years in service.
Well, I was in one ministry and the boys, my peers, they wanted to cheat the government. They forged my signature, wanted to, so that they can make away with about 2 million naira. But the bank officials realized the difference between my signature and their signature, and our attention was drawn to it.
Wow.
So, I pleaded with those who are my seniors then to to forgive them, and I cautioned them against such malpractices, and advised them to study hard rather than pilfer government funds. Mm-hmm. And one of them became a graduate later, and he was highly grateful for my counseling.
Once an anti-corruption fighter, always a crusader against vice. It wasn't long before Alhaji Idris had the opportunity to prove his integrity again.
I was made a secretary to a security committee to address security problems as they crop up in Niger State, and also a co-signatory to the account. But when my boss presented 2 checks or so, the first check he presented, I signed. Then he brought another one. I said, no, this is not how to go about it. There is need for proper documentation.
Exactly.
So that, because we don't know when we'll die. Let them, whatever we do, let it be documented so that whoever takes over will know that the money given to us was spent wisely. And he was annoyed. So he took me to the secretary to the state government, although we did not meet him. The PA was saying I should seek for forgiveness from him. I said, no, how can I seek for forgiveness for having done nothing? I can't seek for any forgiveness. But when the governor was later informed, he sided with me publicly. Though later on, he told the secretary to the state government that this is your man. He doesn't know where the wind is blowing. So that was what happened.
Wow.
And that even affected, I think, my confirmation as a permanent secretary.
Alhaji Idris was lucky that virtue was rewarded there, obviously with the blessing of the governor. But why would he act up to 18 months without being confirmed as a substantive permanent secretary?
Because of my nature. Because I refuse to bend, to satisfy their wishes and so that was the reason. Not that I did anything bad per se, and they too know that I was not guilty also.
Right.
So and I served for 35 years, and I thank God for the service I rendered. Because even if you go to any of the places that I serve now, and you ask for me, they will willingly come and they will even defend me.
Yeah. Alhaji Idris's steadfastness in his anti-corruption stance stems from his religious beliefs. The incorruptible civil servant is grateful for his Islamic upbringing. He acknowledges that this has played a big role in forming up his character. Going back to his civil service days, Alhaji Idris's experience was such that after serving as permanent secretary for 18 months and wasn't confirmed, it didn't matter to him that he had to revert to the post of director. For him, God's time had to be the best. Alhaji Idris is married with 5 children. He urges young persons to bid their time and assures them that a fat bone still gets to a patient dog.
Whether he likes it or not, he will one day die. And God will request him to give account of his stewardship. And one thing we should also bear in mind is that whatever God has destined for you will not miss you. Whatever he has not destined for you you will not get it. Even if it is on your mouth lips, you won't enjoy it. But whatever God has planned for you, it will be yours. Nobody will prevent you from getting it.
It's only fair to seek comments from someone who knows Alhaji Idris.
That we thought that he's a bit strict to some extent, not realizing that that's the way forward. Because he makes sure that everything we do it right. What is wrong, we left it aside. So to some extent, even back in school, he makes sure that we are that obedient, and once he says anything strange with us, we should don't even take him 30 seconds to start questioning where do you get it from who, from where you taking it to, and we'll now start preaching to you that this life is nothing. Well, if you take it gradually, you might go somewhere. But once you try to rush it, before you know, to lead you to certain things that will make you regret later in life.
Alhaji Idris can rest assured that a place is there for him in the Hall of Fame for men and women who shunned greed and stuck to character above everything else.